Welcome to Space This Week, your source for mediocre space news. This week is a little light on launches, or at least so I thought until I actually wrote them all down, but there seems to also be a little bit of drama. Anyway, we'll start off this week with our launches. First off, we have on October 22nd at 10:16 a.m., SpaceX launched Starlink Group 11-5 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The Falcon booster sent 28 Starlink V2 minis into a low Earth orbit. The booster B1070 flew for its 21st time, previously flying on September 6th for Starlink 17-9 for a 46-day turnaround. On October 23rd at 10:30 a.m., the China Aerospace and Technology Corporation, the Chinese version of NASA, launched a Long March 5 from Launch Complex 101 at Wingchang Space Launch Site Center in Hainan, China. The mission was TJSW-20. The payload is unknown. Also on October 23rd at 9:30, SpaceX is launching SpainSat New Generation 2 from Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. SpainSat NG is HydeSat's largest project since its foundation. It's a technological complexity and strategic relevance will position the company as an international benchmark in satellite communications. The new SpainSat NG generation will multiply by 16 times the capability in X and Ka military band. With the respect to the current device, will add a new payload in the UHF band. In addition, it will operate with active X-band antennas and receiving and transmission. Pioneers in the European aerospace sector, each of them will be assigned 16 different areas of operation to perform their coverage services with electronic configuration. The SpainSat NG1 and NG2 will place the current SpainSat and XTAR Ur and will incorporate the latest technology in communications to reinforce their capabilities, security levels, and resilience. They will have a useful life of about 15 years, which means that they will be fully operational until 2040. The satellite is sent off into geostationary orbit. Unfortunately, this booster 76, will not be recovered and was meant to be fully expendable. B-1067 entered operation in November 26, 2022. Flying commercial resupply to the ISS. Since then, it has flown 14 Starlink missions and 8 other missions. We will miss you, Booster 1076. The booster previously flew on February 21st for Starlink Group 12-14 for a 244-day turnaround, which is strange. On October 25th at 10 a.m., SpaceX launched Starlink Group 11-12 from Space Launch Complex 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Station in California. 28 Starlink V2 minis were deployed into a low Earth orbit. The booster 1081 completed its 19th flight and landed on the autonomous drone ship Of Course I Still Love You. The booster previously flew on September 22nd for NROL 48 and had a 33-day turnaround. On October 25th as well, at 8 p.m., JAXA launched a H324W made by Mitsubishi. Yes, that Mitsubishi. From LAY2 at Tanegashima Space Center in the Kagoshima Prefecture in Japan. HTV-X1 is the maiden flight of HTV-X. It was designed for a It was designed to be more affordable compared to the original H2 transfer vehicle. Like its predecessor HTVX, the vehicle will transport cargo to the International Space Station. The vehicle will be caught by the Canada arm at 11:15 on October 29th. Also on October 25th at 11:55 p.m., the Chinese Aerospace and Technology Corporation launched Gaofen 1402 into a sun-synchronous orbit on a Long March 3BE from Launch Complex 3 in Xincheng Satellite Launch Center in the Liangshan Autonomous Prefecture, China. The payload, Gaofen 14, is an optical stereo mapping satellite. It can efficiently obtain high-precision stereo image globally, draw large-scale digital topographical maps, and produce digital elevation models, digital surface models, and digital ortho images, and provide basic geographic information. It has been reported that Belarus is also involved in this project. On October 26th at 11 a.m., SpaceX launched Starlink Group 10-21 from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. The 28 Starlink V2 minis were deployed into a low Earth orbit. The booster 1077 flew its 24th flight, previously flying on Starlink Group 1014 on August 31st. All right, now we're getting into the space news. First off, we have some HLS drama. Interim Director NASA Sean Duffy opened HLS contracts to any company, citing Blue Origin and SpaceX are far too behind. He proposed using a cost-plus contract with Lockheed Martin, which is moronic. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. It's just, and expect that they can get it done in 2 years, which is also moronic. But he's just the transportation secretary. What would he know? Oh wait, he's also thinking about rolling NASA into the Department of Transportation. Oh wow, this guy is stupid. Anyway, now we have the Space Shuttle Discovery. The crown jewel of the Smithsonian's Udvar-Hazy Center in Virginia is currently under threat. This is because a small portion of Trump's big beautiful bill has funds appropriated to move the Space Shuttle Discovery, my favorite space shuttle, from the Udvar-Hazy Center to Houston. However, both NASA and the Smithsonian say that in order to move it across the country, the famed space shuttle will have to be disassembled to get there. The issue: space shuttles were not designed to be disassembled, and taking it apart would affect irreparable damage to the exterior and interior of the ship. I have a link in my description right now, and a link will show up right here for the keepspaceshuttle.org, which is basically a petition to keep it in the Smithsonian. So yeah, click on it, sign the petition. I don't really know how much work it's going to do, but at least it's something. All right, we also have an update with the Europa Clipper mission. The Europa Clipper mission may get a new objective as it flies through the tail of a comet, 3I Atlas, allowing scientists to sample and observe what makes up the interior of a comet. The Europa Clipper was designed to take samples of geysers that spew water from the interior of Europa as it flies very close to the surface of the icy moon using its equipment. Using its equipment for this new job is almost perfect. And then I have a little bit of quick bits. Zhuquake 3 performs a static fire ahead of its first flight. Zhuquake 3 will be basically a Chinese Falcon 9 competitor. It is a bit wider. It's about 5 meters wide? I don't remember. But it is wider. It's a bit wider and it's a bit shorter, but it has roughly the same fuel mass. Yeah. And also, NASA's X-59, the quiet supersonic jet, just made its historic first flight. All right. Today in Space History, the new segment that I'm going to do. Today, the day of release of this video is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Space Shuttle Discovery blasted off on STS 95. Oh, shoot, I didn't put what year this is. So STS 25, or no, 95, was launched on October 29th, 1998. So, yeah. With 77-year-old John Glenn on board, making him the oldest person to ever go to space at the time and the oldest person to orbit the Earth to this day. John Glenn is famously the first American to orbit the Earth. The mission also carried the first Spaniard to go to space, Pedro Duque. It's also really cool. John Glenn, growing up in Florida, you see his name on a lot of roads. Same with John Young. You see like famous astronauts' names on a lot of roads. But yeah, that's it for this week. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, do all of those things. If you're on the YouTube version, check out the podcast version. It's pretty much the same, and just leave it running so it gets some notoriety on the podcast side. But or like if you want to commute and just listen to it, you can also listen to it on the podcast. Like that's something you can do. This is available on Spotify. There's also my wife's podcast, Unstable Narrators. It is a book talk podcast, and they're currently talking about Fourth Wing. And there is what else is there? Oh yeah, there's the link down below for the shuttle. Do that as well. Yeah. So this was a cool one, and I'll see you next week. I'll see you guys in a couple of days with the Space This Month. Space This Month is our more relaxed podcast. Last time it was a little bit bigger. I think I'll do a live stream. I think it'll be a live stream this time around. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.